Hello and welcome to our first experiment of the Java lab, where our topic is inheritance, and we've been given three problems. The first one here is basically we use inheritance, and we create a class animal. It'll already be created, and a class bird which extends animal. All we have to do is we have to create an additional function which will simply print this statement. So this is our question, and let me show you the code here. So this is the code where I create an additional function, a void sing, and I simply print I am syncing. And so that will be printed to the screen, and as you can see, the test case shows a success. Moving on to our second question, where all we have to do is create a class named arithmetic with a method named add, which adds two integers as parameters and will return an integer denoting the sum, and a class named adder that inherits from a superclass named arithmetic. So let's see how this one runs. So basically this is a function arithmetic where we create a function public int add with the two integers as parameters, which will return a value to this function, and a class add which is simply empty. We do not need to put anything inside the class as nothing was required of us, and the test case shows a success. So this experiment is complete, and moving on to our last program of this exercise, where a question has been given to us. So here we have the question where a function, the program frame has been given to us with our data members, and a function called cake, uh, abstract function calc price, and simply a string function which is printing name and rate. And based on that, we have to create two subclasses. This is our base class, and we have to provide the attributes and do a price calculation for both. And we declare an array of 4 cakes, input data for the above cakes, display their total types, display the total price and quantity sold for the ready-made cakes, display the information for the cake that has been sold for the highest price. So let us take a look at the code where this was provided to us, and let's take a look at class order cake, where we have a normal constructor which will invoke this name and rate, and we provide an additional parameter here which is the weight. This is our function double calc price, which will be overridden in both the classes. So basically here the price is calculated based on the rate into the weight, and in this program we calculate the price based on rate into quantity. And as you can see in the main method, we create an array of objects. Our first two objects is for ordered cakes, as was required by the question, and the second and the other two objects will contain values for ready-made cake. Using a for loop, we can print the details of all the cakes, and now we have to calculate the cake with the total price for the ready-made cakes only. So as you can see, it runs only from 2 to less than 4. So that's what we're doing in a for loop, and we'll calculate the total price for the ready-made cakes, and also the quantity of the ready-made cakes will be calculated and will be printed here. Now we have to calculate the cake with the highest price. So we've initialized a variable double max and in pause, which will basically store the position of where the highest cake price was found. So using a for loop, we traverse the array of objects and we check which cake has a price greater than the max, and max is equal to that price, and our position will store, the pause variable will store the position where we find the highest cake. So that will print the highest cake and also the position on and the cost of the highest cake. So that should give us the output for this program. Let us take a look at this. As you can see, we had passed certain values to our object, and this is our output. The total price for the ready-made cakes is 17.5, which is basically vanilla and chocolate with the ready-made cakes, and the highest price cake was vanilla, as is evident, and the cost is printed as well. So experiment 4 inheritance is complete. Thank you for watching.